Aloha everyone and welcome to another Tinkers Academy video. I'm your host Kay Elmer and this video is a 2025 new products update for Leela Quantum Tech and Quantum Upgrade. And I've got Philip on the phone and he's going to walk through some of the changes that are going to be in, basically you're going to be seeing them come February of 2025. So hey Philip, good morning and welcome.
AK, how are you?
I'm doing great. So how's Costa Rica this morning? Is it nice and toasty?
Yeah, it's summer here right now, so it's absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I really like to be here right now and work from here.
Yeah, I mean, because your primary residence is Florida, and I saw Florida got just slammed with snow and cold, and so you had to go escape Florida for sun, which is hilarious if you think about it.
Yep.
Did you get snow where you lived, or in
Well, I
Florida?
mean, we got snow pretty much wherever we moved to, even though people told us it would never snow there, and then it started to snow there every winter. But it has never snowed in Winter Park, in Florida. So we didn't get any snow.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. I was watching the news the whole time, and it was just crazy. That storm was just wild. But anyway, folks, we are here to talk about the new products coming out in February, and so let's jump right in. So the very first thing, Philip, is I heard that you're having you finally got the pet food bowls, the cat and dog food and water bowls. So did you want to describe that and what's that offering?
Yeah, so the bowls are out of metal and they have a Leela mandala on the bottom. It's hard to see here, but when you pour water in, for example, and you look from the top, you will see the mandala still, and they'll be charged with quantum energy in a super strong block, as well as with the respective heal for dogs or heal for cats frequency.
Okay, so are all of your products now being charged in a super block or just these? Because that really
Not
changes things.
Not all of them, but we're moving a lot of them to that. It will never be all of them because not all of them would be good to be charged in the
Okay.
in that block. I give you an example: the inner peace card, the common rest card. For example, those are cards that we would never charge in that block.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of people, a lot of the members are really kind of, attuned towards the strength of different energy, the strength of energy of different products. So, okay, so these are charged in a super block, which is really different than the other products that are charged in a 2200 block, right? So these are
Yep.
way more stronger. So it's great. So now you've got your own offering for pet food bowls. They are charged with the heal for cat or heal for dog frequency. And so if you put water and food in them, then the metal will then charge the water and the food, correct?
Yep.
I guess the
Yep.
primary
That's right.
question too is how long does it take? Because I know the bottle takes about 20 minutes, so is it about the same? But this
So the bottle
way
actually
stronger
just
than the bottle.
The
Yeah.
the bottle takes only about 45 seconds to
Oh,
get
okay,
the
45.
frequencies over, but then to have a super awesome water charge, that couldn't be maximized anymore, it'd be like 15 to 20 minutes. That's my guess. But already again, after a minute to 3 minutes, you already have great water.
Okay.
It can get better if you leave it in there longer, and the same would apply with the dog bowl here.
Okay, cool. And so they come in three sizes, small, medium, and large. Okay. All right, so great. That's cool. Now, people, if you don't own a block and you wanted to have pet food bowls, here you go. So the other one too, now I hear you've got a new dog collars. So do these replace the old ones? So the old ones
No,
are going away. Oh,
it's an addition. It's
oh,
an addition.
addition.
So
Okay.
we were just enhancing the offering. Yep.
Okay, and then these are also, as I understand, they are also charged in a super block, right? And they're just, I guess the question I had about these was, okay, so they're charged in a super block now. That's different than the older collars. They've got the heel for dogs frequency embedded in the metal of the collar. So my question here is, and by the way, they look great. So my question though is like, how would you equate the level of energy of these two new dog collars to, let's say, a card or a capsule? Like, are they kind of apples and apples, or like how strong are these collars in terms of comparing it to other products?
Yeah, that's a great question because really just the metal has such a large field. The other fabric has some field, and we've figured out a way to actually get this all permanently in there, even the quantum energy. But the actual metal, I would compare it to a card. It's definitely not less powerful than a card. It
Okay.
maybe, depending on the size of the color, be even a little bit more powerful than a card.
Okay. All right, cool. So yeah, because when I kind of like I made my own kind of thing, and I was just always trying to tinker around with like how much metal do I need to do what I want, and I don't want to I want to have enough metal to replicate the card. That was kind of like when I make my own stuff. So okay, so these are kind of like the card, and then the adjustable length, because that's a big deal because I got like a small dog. So are these for small all the way up to like a regular size like German Shepherd? I mean, that's what it means by adjustable. Or do you have like any particulars
No,
on
there are
how?
different sizes, because
Oh, okay. There's three sizes. Oh, I
is
see it. Okay, I missed this.
my little Momo would get a different size than your larger
Okay,
doggies
right.
or German Shepherd, for example. But it's still adjustable,
Okay, all
if
right,
that makes sense.
all right. So it does. Okay, I missed it. It comes in three sizes. So this is great. Okay, so I guess everyone's going to be asking now. Okay, so what about cat
And may I say
collars?
something? So, because the way this came about, I want to tell the story also, is that,
Uh-huh.
we had sourced these dog collars at some point, and people really like them and all of that. But then, um, our little dog Momo got gifted a collar from a very good friend. And it was actually this top one there that has the hearts. And it was so cute, and we just loved it so much, and Momo loved it. And of course, we then charged it, right? And
Right.
everything. And then I thought, wow, this is so beautiful. And maybe this would be a great addition. And then I started checking, okay, so who has these? Where could we get those? And do they have other ones? And now we have these basically. It took a while to get all this sourced. And they're very beautiful, I must say. So I'm a big fan.
All right, excellent. And so are you going to be making a cat collar, or these could, well, because these have the heel for dogs frequency suit.
Yes.
You wouldn't recommend, right? I mean, I wouldn't use this on a cat or
No.
right. Okay, so if
No,
you
don't use it on a cat. We
right,
have
okay.
the cat collars, and
Okay.
we have no intention right now in changing that.
Okay.
Maybe people can provide feedback, but so far the feedback was great, and it seemed that there's no need for additional types of cat collars.
Okay.
If there is, certainly let us know.
Okay, great. All right. Yeah, I'm waiting for the because you've got the heel for horses frequency, so eventually I expect that there'll probably be a heel like bridles and bits for horses. Have you anyone ever asked you about that?
Not yet.
You make quantum bits and quantum bridles. Okay. Okay. So now, I was going to ask you about pet food containers. So I know that you had it in the works, but I wasn't sure if it's going to come out in February. Quantum pet food containers. Is this?
I
Did,
think we're trying.
okay.
It may be the end of February. It's hard to tell at the moment, but we're working on it heavily. And the pet food container, the idea is basically, if people buy bulk pet food, which a lot of people do. They buy
Yeah.
these huge bags, and then you always open this large bag and then close it again, and you keep doing that for a month. Then you there's just a lot of oxidation going on, right?
Yeah.
And so people like smaller containers, so they open this bag once, they fill the small container. When then the small container is empty, they fill this one up again. That's kind of how people handle it. And there are these regular dog food containers out there. So that's a perfect playground for a pet food container that helps to keep the food not only fresh, but also energizes it and infuses it with possibly great frequencies. So, and that's basically what we did. So it's going to be a pet food container that does exactly that.
Yeah, honestly, as you're talking, I just realized that my process needs to be improved. I have the exact same I buy a big bag. It sits in the bottom of the closet, and then I fill up a container, which is this plastic thing. And yeah, you're right. I should make it metal, make it and make sure it seals, put some frequency and energy. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Good idea. Okay, so looking forward to that one, and to see what it looks like when it comes out. So the other new changes or the new products is there's a new frequency which I want to talk about in a second. But before we get into the new frequency, I wanted to kind of cover some of the changes that are being done to existing frequencies. So if we could kind of talk about these three. So I understand that there's a change now to the existing inflammation or I think it's called inflammation support or booster, right? And so now could you just,
Inflammatory support.
okay, so let's talk
Mhm.
about these changes. So what's the changes to the inflammation booster? Or what do we call it? It's called, I
Yep,
forgot what it's called.
it's I think right now called inflammatory support,
Okay.
and in the future it will be called inflammatory support and antiviral.
Okay.
And on Quantum Upgrade, I think we're about to launch this already. Um, I don't know the launch date exactly, but it should be coming up quickly, and the cards are being worked on. Um, the way it works for the quantum upgrade is that so we will replace the existing one. So, at some point there will be a switch flipped, and then the inflammatory support of the past is now the inflammatory support and antiviral. And it goes even deeper and it's more comprehensive in regards to its inflammatory properties. And then on top of that, it actually, and I need to be very careful how I say things, right? So it's designed to also help with all kinds of microbial activities, or let's say mm, harmful microbial activities, right? So
Uh-huh.
what people would call a virus or a bacterial infection, things like that, right? That would be a scenario where I would personally use exactly this frequency. If I get a cold, if I have I don't know, I feel like I'm getting like a stomach flu or something like that, then I personally would use this frequency. So that's what it is designed to support. And I hope people can read between the lines, because we need to be quite careful in this regard, how we phrase things, and we can't really make any claims, and
No,
so
yeah.
on.
Yeah, I get it. Cool. No, I mean, that sounds really cool. So you've enhanced the capability of the frequency to manage inflammation, plus you've added this other incredible
Mhm.
frequency, which is perfect. I've actually been getting questions lately about, like, is there a frequency for X, right? I mean, this issue. And so, yeah, I mean, because right now there's the DNA and cell protector frequency, which I'm going to ask you about. But that's a whole nother kind of thing. So this is great. So this fills in that gap on what this
What?
DNA and cell thing does as well,
Yep.
right? Oh, that's so
One,
cool.
one addition to the inflammatory support, real quick, and
Huh?
and antiviral, antivir. By the way, the AL is not
Oh,
part of it.
oh, I thought that was a typo. Okay.
No, it's actually on purpose, for
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. I
regulatory
thought that was a
reasons.
typo when you sent it to me. Oh, okay, all right.
No, it's the way it's supposed to be. We need to always be creative, but it also contains now the molecular frequency of CDS plus, or some people know it as advanced MMS.
Oh, okay.
Basically chlorine dioxide, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we captured that frequency and added it, among other things. And yeah, so let's say it this way: it went through a rigorous testing process, and it's been extremely successful and very encouraging. So that's the reason why we're relaunching this one.
Oh, that's Awesome. Yeah, because that's been one that people have been asking about this little second piece right here. Okay, great. So that's going to come out soon. So I guess people will know it came out when they see this new title, and then they'll know that this now has replaced the old one, right? So in terms of the inflammation. So okay, perfect. Now, so just to kind of touch back on the DNA and cell rebalance. Now, we just noticed several members noticed that. It used to be called Protector, and then it got changed to Rebalance, right? DNA and cell rebalance. So, with the change of the name, did the frequency change? That's question number one.
Yeah, it's a great question. No, it actually did not change. The
Okay.
frequency, yeah, was perfect at the time. We see it as such still, and it was just a an act of being ahead of regulation. This was
Okay.
just an advice that we got, to just call it differently, and that's what we did.
Okay, yeah, because people caught on to that immediately, and that was the questions we were getting was, is this a new one? And I'm like, I have no idea. Let me ask him. Because, if you go to the LeelaQ site, it still says protector as if you were to buy a card, but on QU it says rebalance. So there's a little bit of confusion. So, all right, so now
Okay.
it's just a new name that didn't change. And I'm sure that the other website will get updated too. Okay, great, good to know. And then there's another one, another change on the happiness frequency. Can you describe what that is?
So that has not been updated yet, but it
Okay,
will be updated. So I'm hopeful that by the end of next week or the week after, at the latest, we will have that one updated as well. And yeah, it will be a real um, quantum leap, I would call it,
wow.
in regards to the happiness frequency. Not that it is a bad frequency; it's a great frequency, but we've been able to work on this one, and there's a lot of different aspects that are not covered today that will be covered. When we're talking, and again, I'm needing to think how to phrase it, right? Because some words I can't really use. Um, so let's take me as an example again. If I went into a depressive state, for example, then I would choose this one. If I went into a state of anxiety, or I would suddenly lose my self-esteem, my inner motivation, um, just having difficulties being happy, and just,
Yeah.
all of that, I would use this frequency for, and it's actually indeed designed to cover a lot more aspects of unhappy states than before, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, no, that makes sense. So this is okay, so the existing frequency, and then you're gonna make it better, right? So we're not gonna, but you'll have to, I guess you're gonna announce it on Telegram when the change happens, since the name stays the same. Is that gonna be how that works?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll know that it's been changed, so people can try out the new version. You'll announce when it's time to change, to when the new version's out. Name is not going to change, but it's definitely a Happiness 2.0. But my question I'm wondering is this an etheric frequency or a molecular one, or like are you like using molecular frequencies, let's say to boost oxytocin
It's
or
etheric.
dopamine, but it's completely etheric? Oh, that's really
Yeah.
cool. Okay. Man, I got to learn how to do that one of these days. That is so cool. Okay, so there's going to be a new version of Happiness coming out. And do you think it's going to happen in February then?
Yes, 100%.
Cool. Okay, so everybody, we've got three.
Within the first
Oh,
half
okay.
of February, I'm I'm
Okay.
I'm very confident.
Okay, so we've got three changes to the frequencies, folks. It's all going to happen on Quantum Upgrade. And then are you going to be changing the cards on like the Q site for the inflammation and happiness when the new versions come out?
Yes,
Okay.
this is also being worked on. That always takes a little bit more time, though.
Okay. Okay. So I guess that's the timing thing. So you'll see it on Quantum Upgrade, and then afterwards, I guess it'll be on available via a card. Okay, that's how that's going to work. All right, good. Now the thing I did want to talk about is this launched a couple of days ago, a new frequency called skeletal and fascial. optimization. And so, the early reviews on this, Philip, I don't know if you had a chance to read them yet, but there are some incredible testimonies of people who've tried this out in the last 48 hours. And it's just amazing. So, can you kind of describe for anyone who hasn't noticed yet that they have a new frequency that's available to them on Quantum Upgrade? But, like, what is the skeletal and fascial optimization frequency? And what does it
Yeah,
do? I mean,
this
yeah, yeah, go ahead.
it's an
If I'm,
interesting story also behind this one. So because there's a guest healer that developed this one, and then Roman did his magic to it as well. So I call it a team effort, but the main effort really and development process was in the hands of Lynn Teachworth, who's one of the best body workers in the world. Literally, he's a structural integration, body talk specialist, and works also with all kinds of other methods. So he constantly works on people and actually has worked and is still working with world champions in water skiing, wakeboarding, NFL, NBA. You know, he worked with Michael Chang and other tennis pros. And he also teaches all over the world because he's so good and sought after. Now, he that's all he does pretty much, that he's trying to get the fascia optimized, the muscles optimized, the joints, the skeletal situation improved, right? And he also works energetically, not just physically. So he developed this frequency over some time so that the body on its own would basically move towards this optimal state as far as the nervous system goes, and the skeletal and fascia, the cranial bones, the connective tissues, the vertebrae. And yeah, so then we talked. He's actually a good friend, and he tested it also with me. And then we said, yeah, hey, we'll look into this, and he then actually really worked on improving it and had it finalized then. And then, yeah, it was just an amazing frequency that then Roman also worked on a little bit, and then it was final. And this is what it is now. And the way that we felt it before I let you talk about the testimonials also is that really people feel that they uplift more, that they feel lighter and more elastic in a way. And it's just a nice thing because in today's world, most of us, we can't do yoga all the time or run around at the beach and things like that. We sit a lot, right? And we hold our phones, we are on the laptop and things like that. It's all something that's really not that good. And then if you're an athlete, you know, different thing, right? You're overusing your body, and then you get issues from that. So it's all about helping with any of such states. And yeah, so that's that.
oh, that's amazing. That is amazing. So, like, how did you feel? Because you're a yoga guy, right? You're a yoga instructor. I mean, when you used it, how did you feel? When you turned it on and the next day, because that's what we're hearing is that
Yep.
we're hearing that the next day after you turn it on is quite a different adventure in terms of just the improvement people are feeling. So, is that
Yep.
how?
I feel more physical expansion within my body. I
Uh,
feel it's easier to move, easier to stretch, and I feel a little bit uplifted by it. So those are the main things that I notice.
okay, no, that's fantastic. And people, if you haven't tried it, try it.
Recovery also,
Oh,
I should
okay.
maybe say that, it
Oh,
it does also help with muscle
recovery.
recovery. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's great. So, get out there and try it, everybody. It's a brand new frequency available now. Okay, so the next one here that is coming this month, right, as I understand, is the Quantum Energy Practitioner course. So now that we've got more details on it, I was wondering if you could, just if you wanted to share more details about it, and then I'll just kind of ask questions along. But this is I guess, the product information that I got on this, and and it's coming soon. So, and we are getting lots of questions about it. So, I mean, so like, where are we on this? And could you describe it a little bit more in detail?
hmm Yeah, I'll try. So again, the idea was that it gives people the chance to learn a little bit deeper about how to use this tech to help themselves and help other people, and at the same time provide a framework that people can use then to also be certified and use this more actively and proactively in their own practice, or if they don't have a practice, then at least, to be able to maybe start to do this on the side, and help people with this, right? So that's this. It provides this framework, and it's a course that guides through how to use these products, but it also helps to so it helps people understand how it works with energy perception. It helps them train it and practice it. How do I perceive energy better? How do I perceive issues that others have even better? There's meditative aspects. There's aspects of the chakra system included, actually, even with guided meditations by myself that I recorded personally, not AI. It was really me.
Okay.
And yeah, and I think, and then in the end of the day, when you're through this here, then whether you need the certification in order to practice it, or you just did something for yourself, that you have an even more comprehensive understanding of it, and not just an understanding from the brain. There's obviously a lot of information also to take in regards to that, but it also gets you more into this feeling state, into feeling this energy, into perceiving the energy, and that's what a lot of people had asked for, and that's why we have it. And one module just builds on each other, and then in the end of the day, you're done with it, and then you can leverage it. And I think it's a really good course. I'm happy with it. I mean, we worked for 2 years on it.
Well, so this is a creation by the Leila Healer Network, right? So it's a group effort by numerous different. I'm just asking if it's
No,
done by them, and it's a group effort by numerous different energy workers from all different facets of the concept, right?
no, it's
No,
it's it
okay,
was
so
just
it's
me.
just you. Okay, so this is from you.
But I
And-
mean, I must say, of course, I've been influenced by
oh,
not
okay.
just me, but all these healers and
Oh yeah.
others, of course, over the course of my development. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No. Well, I think that's remarkable because even then, you are your own healer network. I mean, I don't know if people realize, but Philip is actually a trained shaman. You're a Kundalini instructor. You're an energy worker. I mean, you've got all of these backgrounds that every time you get an interview, it seems like the people that don't know you, they just hone in on you being a former vice president at T-Mobile. But from when I talk to you, I hone in on the fact that you've got this incredible diverse background in just being a healer, which I think is way better than do whatever you did at T-Mobile. So yeah, so this is okay. So you developed this course, and so is this really good? So for the people that want to learn more, that really want to delve into energy working with quantum, that's what this is for, and then also for if you are a healer and you want to kind of add this to your basket of skills, then this is what this has been designed for. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I mean, any practitioner out there,
Okay.
that maybe works with as a massage therapist, or you do trigger therapy or cupping or acupuncture or what have you, right? All of those, and plus the healers, whether you do Reiki or other things, right? For any one of those, I think it could be an additional um skill and additional certification, and an additional offering, right?
Oh
And for
yeah, yeah.
anyone who isn't yet working in this space, it's either something you can work on and offer in the future, um, or you just do it for yourself, right? That's basically the different, yeah, use cases, I would say.
Okay.
And and I think in this time, it's more important than ever that we learn and understand more about our inner power and learning how to work with energies. And I think anyone in this community is already doing that, which is so phenomenal, right? But then maybe you can do even a little bit more with it because we're moving into this age, right? And it's
Oh, yeah.
increasingly important for people also to be helped. I encounter more and more people that just are open to that. Or, I just met here in Costa Rica now a few days someone that has been suffering with lower back pain like for years and all of that. And so then I had an impulse, this guy should have a Heal 360 capsule, right? So I gave him one, and and he was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. I don't know what to do, right? And I've thought about really energy work now because that's sort of the only thing I haven't tried.
Oh,
And now he's been wearing this capsule and it's already helping him. And I think, for all the stuff he has, there's a lot of like traumatic experiences and deep states of depression that he's been going through. I think, he would greatly appreciate if there was someone that could help him, right?
yeah.
So now I don't have really the time to to take on these things at the moment, but it'd be nice if there were more people starting to offer their help to others.
No, that's no, honestly, that's a really good idea. I never thought about it from that perspective because, we have a lot of healers in our members, in our member group. There's so many people in there that have so many incredible skills, and I think we like, almost got what we have people from all walks of life. So now, if they were to take this course and get certified by Leila, then you mentioned in a prior discussion that you're going to create a section of your websites that says like I don't know, I guess energy. I don't know what we're going to call it, but there's going to be a section where people can actually then go and see the list of people who have opted to be put on the registry of certified healers, so that when people come to Leila and they're asking questions about the tools and the services, but they actually want to work directly with somebody, then people like myself can then refer to them to, hey, check out this list. These are certified healers and they've taken the course, and there'll be a list of them. Are you going to help like kind of promote them that way? The people that
Yes,
took the
exactly.
course?
That's
Oh,
what we're
okay.
going to do. And of course, you need to want that, right? Because there may be some people that don't want to be mentioned on the website, but then
Right,
there are
exactly.
others that really want to,
Right.
and that increases their exposure. And yeah, we're absolutely happy to do that, and are working on that.
Yeah, no, that's great because yeah, there's so many people that come in with all sorts of unique individual personal problems, and I try to help people as much as I can, but I can't offer medical advice. I can't, I'm so limited, and I know a lot of people are limited in that capacity as well, and I don't have anyone to refer them to. So this is going to be awesome, and this is going to be great to basically, take that extra step to help people when they come into the group, to, just at least work one on one. So great. Hey, so if you're a healer, folks, you want to sign up for this, get certified, get promoted on the Layla site to we have I mean, Layla's got a huge customer base. I think it'll really help, and then at least we'll be able to then get people one-on-one assistance, through this program. Great idea. Okay, so but the one last thing though is now you've mentioned that there's an exclusive offer. So right when you launch this thing, you're going to offer a really big discount, right? So and that's going to be at what, $200 off the course costs? Is that it?
Yes, you're catching me off guard because I think last time we talked, I still knew exactly, but
Oh, okay.
I don't know the price right on top of my head at the moment. But yes, it's about a $200 discount
Okay.
for the early release.
Okay. Yeah. I just grabbed the product info for the deck here. Okay. So then the main thing is if you when this thing launches, and you want to take advantage of the enrollment offer, make sure you sign up for the newsletters at LeelaQ.com. So if you go to that website, there's a little thing on the bottom that says sign up for newsletters, and then you'll be on that list. You'll get notified, and you'll know when the course starts. And then, of course, the enrollment offers there for you. So, no, this is great. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a great thing. So, yeah, thanks for that. So, thank you so much for your time this morning. I really appreciate it. I'm really excited about the new course that's coming out. I'm definitely going to be doing that, and the new products I think are awesome. The new frequency and the changes, again, awesome. Philip, thank you so much for your time this morning and sharing this with us. Any parting words? Any thoughts?
Thank you, Kay. A big thank you for all these amazing videos and interviews and giving us the chance to talk about it and then the community to listen to it. That is fantastic. Thanks to everyone else out there as well. You know, the times are very dynamic at the moment, and I think they may get a little bit more dynamic over the next few months. So stick with the energy, keep up the great work of, unlocking your inner power and helping others with that. And, this will be a big theme over the next year or two. I think a lot of people will realize that are in this community that many more people will wake up to this fact that we're all energy and frequency to begin with, and everyone that has done already so much work um, is is sort of a role model out there, and it can be, right? And I mean that really in a very humbling or a humble way, right? Not to be a role model of, hey, you got to do it this way. No, but because others will seek for answers, others will seek for um, ways on how they could, you know, get out of the matrix in a way, and you do that by really unlocking your own access to your consciousness.
No.
And so thanks for doing that, and I really appreciate the whole community.
Oh, thanks, Philip. This is, yeah, I mean, I get it. We are definitely transitioning towards a new age. I mean, I get it more and more every day, that, things are changing at a much different level than people realize. And yeah, this quantum energy stuff is just amazing. It is amazing. But thank you for your time. Looking forward to all the new stuff, and just want to say thank you and have a great day.
Thanks, Kay.